just something interesting out of the 188 critical incidences that you've talked about in somebody's career over 30 years that I've had. I've never been involved in one of them in that aspect, as far as debriefing and telling how I felt about any of that stuff.
Okay.
So this is all a newer thing for us. I've been certified now for almost 4 years in the process. I think that one of the major things with a critical incident debriefing is we want the guys that are involved in these incidents to know that they're not the only ones. They're not alone. And there's other people that have been through this stuff, and we're here for them for that.
Right.
So we get them all together, and the first thing we do is go over some ground rules, how everything that we discuss is confidential. We're not taking notes. We're not doing this. Turn your phones off and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go around the room and ask them one at a time, and everybody is encouraged to attend or encouraged to speak,
Mm-hmm.
but also pass and speak when they're ready. Something along the lines of the first one would be like, what was your involvement in the call? And after everybody shares what their involvement was with it, the second one would be something as far as, what was a traumatic thing that stuck out with you and during the event and everything like that. And then after that, we use a term called autopilot, because we all go into autopilot where we know that we got a job to do. But once you come back down and get out of that police mode again and come back into normal Brian or Pete mode,
Mm-hmm.
and come back into some sense of reality, we want to know what you're thinking about the incident then. You may be having some type of a trigger during this event. If it's somebody's face that you're seeing, if you're seeing the blood on your hands, if you're seeing you're ripping your shirt or something like that, that's the type of stuff that we want to know.
Right.
After we discuss all of that type of stuff, we get into the health and wellness section of it, where there are different things that you can look for. If you start turning to alcohol, if you can't sleep, if it's pills, if you get irritated, all kinds of different things like that aren't normal associations with your personality.
Mm-hmm.
We go over a series of those that you may look for and something like that. And then also some things that you can do to help out. You may feel distraught or withdrawn through an incident like this. But in turn, you can use that for a good thing. If you're a little withdrawn from people, you can use that as a time in your life to reflect,
Right.
What kind of people you want in your life, what you want your life to be and everything. So you can still use some of that as a positive type of thing. And, after we're done with the teaching part of it, we like to bring it all back together.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll come in and we'll ask, is there something that you got out of this debriefing that you feel is going to stick with you? Because we're all giving one little piece of that puzzle. And hopefully your piece of that puzzle may help at least one other person that's involved in the debriefing.
Yeah.
And then I think part two is reading the room, seeing who might need a little bit more afterwards, and then following up with them after a debriefing at another time too.